Letters on the sky, burning in your eyes.
I think it's safe to say that A Star is Born is a solid movie. It was well received by audiences and critics, made a lot of money, won an Oscar for the Lady Gaga song that everyone went nuts about, and was nominated for 7 other Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay. So what storytelling choices did writers Eric Roth, Bradley Cooper, and Will Fetters make to earn this story the acclaim that it received? I'm Evan Westman, and this is an interior analysis of A Star is Born. When I first analyzed A Star is Born, I had a hard time putting my finger on what made it work so well. Was it the songs? Was it the performances? Was it the realistic dialogue? Those were all contributing factors, but none of them seemed quite strong enough on their own, or even in combination, to account for the movie being so universally appreciated. Around the same time, I was repeatedly getting feedback from my screenwriting professor to focus more on the emotional journey of the protagonist in the script I was writing. I was falling prey to the same mistake that a lot of movies make, trying to include unique elements, interesting concepts, and cool moments, instead of focusing on the character story first. Once I looked at A Star is Born with this in mind, the source of its success made itself clear. The driving force of the movie is the relationship between Jackson and Allie, and that was clearly given priority over everything else. The songs, acting, and dialogue were all good too, but I got the impression that they were only included and perfected after the core story of Jackson and Allie's relationship was solidified. Movies often prioritize other things over the story, whether it's action, jokes, style, an actor's performance, cool visuals, merchandising, a unique gimmick, nostalgia, songs, launching or continuing a franchise, making a statement, or rushing the movie into production. This isn't to say that all movies that do this are bad. If one aspect of a movie is really fun or impressive, sometimes a weaker story is forgiven or goes unnoticed. But I've found that the best movies make story the top priority. It keeps the audience engaged the whole time instead of making them wait for a few good moments. And in most cases, it elevates the other fun or interesting aspects of the movie by giving them more context and meaning. Let's take a look at how the song Shallow is included in A Star is Born. The first time it comes up is the night that Jackson and Allie meet. They've spent a couple hours together, and Jackson has just opened up about himself to Allie.
And my dad, he died when I was 13, so I guess my brother would tell you that he raised me, but I don't know who was raising who. Just 127 acres, nuts Navajo and nowhere to go.
Tell me something, boy. Aren't you tired trying to fill that void?
Throughout the scene, Jackson helps Allie realize her potential as a singer and a songwriter, and Allie tries to get Jackson to open up about himself.
You just write that now?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
These are things that they continue to do throughout the rest of the movie, and what ultimately defines their relationship. By introducing the song in this context, it marks the core of what their relationship is based on, and shows that they have the potential to support each other in ways that nobody else can. The next time the song comes up is at Jackson's concert, which marks a critical moment in their relationship, the beginning of their joint career, and arguably the most important moment in launching Allie's career. In this scene, the song becomes a decision with stakes. When Allie takes the stage and starts singing, she's deciding to trust Jackson and to believe in her ability as a performer and a songwriter. And all of this makes the moment land with so much power. Lesser versions of this scene might still have been iconic just because of how popular Shallow is. But because the song is included in a way that is significant to the characters rather than being shoehorned into a place that it doesn't belong, it elevates the movie and makes it deserving of the acclaim it has earned. This is the kind of thing that can pretty much only happen when story is given priority over everything else. The quality of a movie's story might not be what it is remembered for, or what you notice the first time you see it, but in the end, that is what separates decent from great, forgettable from memorable, and an entertaining 2 hours from a work of art that impacts you on an emotional and psychological level. Jackson Maine actually has a line early in the movie that relates to this idea.
Look, talent comes everywhere. Everybody's talented. I bet you fucking everybody in this bar is talented in one thing or another, but having something to say and a way to say it so people listen to it, that's a whole other bag.
I believe the inclusion of this line shows that these writers really do believe in prioritizing story above all else. A Star is Born brought home this all-important lesson to me, which is why I wanted it to be the first one that I shared with you.
I'll always remember us this way.
Hey everyone, hope you got something out of this video. If you want more analysis on A Star is Born, then check out the Interior Analysis podcast episode on it, where my friend Carla and I discuss a lot of other things that A Star is Born did really well. Carla also wrote a really solid review about it just after it came out, so the links to the podcast and her article are in the description below. We've already analyzed a bunch of movies on our podcast, and I'm planning to make videos on most of them eventually, but I'm also open to suggestions, so you can request movies or shows or topics that you want us to analyze in the comments. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and thank you for watching.